1-2.
One clap. Lamont.
3-2.
Ooh. 3 cherry. Ooh. Bad. 3 cherry. Zach. Mike.
1-2.
1 clap. Cooper.
1-1.
1 clap. Caleb.
1-1.
1 clap. Corey.
1-2.
1 clap. I got 1 clap. Alex.
0-2.
Grady.
1-1.
1 clap.
Go.
Keith.
1-2.
1 clap.
Go.
Brian.
0-1.
Let's get it, Bo.
Cam.
0-2.
Colton.
1-1. Yeah.
1 clap. Ronnie.
1-1.
1 clap. Mike B.
1-2.
Yes, sir.
1 clap. Wayne. Sean. And Faison.
0-1.
All right.
Good work, guys.
Alex.
So who? Wait, you said 600, you still have to charge 199? So if you're 600 credit or lower, you have to charge 199 activation. So
Very good stuff.
anything under 600, so 575.
Can I use a credit card on a bulk or a 600 credit?
No.
What?
It has to be a checking
Wait,
account. So
what?
if it's over 600, you can do it. So 625 and up, you can do a credit card. Below 625, it has to be a checking account.
So if there is a 575 or 600, must be a 199, and it has to be a checking account. Okay?
Zach, if I get a 600, what do I do?
What do you do if you get a 600?
Yeah.
Qualify for
Sell.
finance they ask.
That's the money one. What did Ron say?
Qualify them for smart home back.
Well, that one, but what can you do before that?
Oh, you qualify.
Ah, there's the money one. There it is. There it is. Always check the spouse. Always check the spouse first. It was a trick question. Oh my God.
Yeah, so spouse, and then smart home pay.
Yeah, I had a 600 that qualified for smart home pay yesterday, and then
Ready for this one?
Yeah, I had, so yesterday, just like for the financing, so yesterday I had a normal ADT deal that I financed at, it wasn't even a crazy finance, it was just 78 MMR. So like probably only an extra 64 bucks on the back, but I did the $3.99. Because I did double OD, I would have got slapped with a 75 install. So I ended up saving, I got money on the back, I got my activation in there easy, I got the extra 100 for financing, and I didn't get deducted the 75 for the double OD. So if you guys are doing something that's gonna like still be a small, like you don't have to finance fat deals, like they don't have to be a 90 MMR. Mine was 78, but it saved me like 225 bucks, and I could do an extra glass for him. So just kind of goes to show, like, even on a normal ADT deal where I'm just doing 2 devices and a basic system, I end up making an extra 200 bucks just doing financing. So it's a good way of doing it for sure.
Money.
Great.
My thought is, it does not matter how slowly you go as long as you do not stop.
I like it.
For all the vets in the room, like that is probably the most truest thing you could say for this job, which is crazy. Like you just gotta keep on the way. Keep moving forward. Alright, Keith, what you thankful for, Keith?
I just want to say I'm thankful for all y'all, everybody in here, especially the managers for taking time out you guys' job, taking time out you guys actually being out on the doors to earn money yourselves, to make sure that we can earn ourselves some money. So I appreciate y'all for that, for sure. I'm definitely thankful for Grady, for sure. Because if it wasn't for Grady, I definitely would not be here right now. So I appreciate him for forcing me to come out here.
nice.
And I just appreciate y'all making a work environment like just as like home feeling as possible. Because I've been in work environments, bro, like it ain't cool and you hate going to work. So like, I just appreciate y'all making this like real enjoyable. So, like, I'm enjoying it. Like, for real. Appreciate y'all.
Brian?
All right.
Yeah, he's gonna work. He's gonna work the
Hey, how you
camera.
work this thing right here?
Bring it on with it.
Yes, sir.
Nah, you got
Go,
it.
B.
I got you.
Yeah, you'll figure it out.
Nate on camera. Zoom in this.
Let's go, customer Mike.
Be a bull.
I feel like that'd be nice.
Light work.
Light work, baby, light work.
Lightweight, baby.
King Braun.
That's right.
Hey man, can I help you?
Oh, hey man, how's it going?
Good, ADT?
Yep, 80.
Yeah, I don't want to waste your time, I don't think I'm interested in that.
Well, we're doing something a little different today, of course. We're working with a few of your neighbors here. I'm sure you've seen me walking about.
Oh yeah, I've seen you. I just don't want to waste your time or anything like that. We can't really afford anything right now.
Yeah, of course, we're doing something a little different. What we're doing is put the sign out front, we get to pay you.
Okay?
That being said, of course, I get to help you out with this equipment here. Put the sign out front. I'm sure you looked in cameras like your neighbors have.
Not really.
Okay. So what we hooked up with Ron a little bit down the road here. You know him?
Yeah, I know Ron, yeah.
He's been here for a couple of years. How
Yeah,
long have you guys been here for?
Like 10 years now, I think.
Okay, perfect. So, the main reason why we're out here, your neighbor's been buying security here in the area. We just want them
Right.
to see this sign here and buy from us.
Right.
That being said, you know me with this sign here, we want them to see the sign and all the equipment, right?
Okay.
So we can hook you up with the camera. Now, I hooked up the wrong outdoor camera here. How this is gonna work, I'll show you real quick.
Alright.
So we'll put the camera up here, just like we did with Ron. This will keep an eye on all your vehicles and all. So
Okay.
you get a 180-degree view here.
Okay.
Now, what this is going to do is motion detection. It also comes with our Nestware Plus. That
Okay.
being said, motion detection picks it up, but without the motion detection, it'll always be recording for you.
Okay. Cool, cool, cool.
Now,
How much is that?
So, that's the best part about it, honestly.
Yeah.
I can get that to you here in a second. So, that being said, of course, we cover the indoor security system too, because cameras are good enough, they don't call the police, right?
Right,
And watch your house burn down, of course.
right.
So, I'll show you how that works real quick. You get use an indoor security system before?
Yeah, I think there was one in the house when we bought it.
Still
so,
got this panel in there?
I think so. There's something in
Let's see
there.
if this battery with it. Are you sure it's on or off?
Yeah, you can go in there. That's the perfect example, guys. Like, if you don't make it a big deal, it's not going to be a big deal to the customer. So, like, Ryan just like rolled with punches, brushed him off a little bit, little bottom and leave it, relaxed. Kept his control, yeah, was relaxed.
My
So it
voice
didn't
was
freak
getting
out the
choppy,
customer. You know, like, I was using my arrows to try and shoot him off the door. And
Mike was a hot customer.
Right?
Mike was a hot customer.
I felt like a normal
Really
customer
good
for me,
job.
dang.
The definition of nonchalant.
Let's go, Ryan.
Yeah.
Go, B.
P's and C's?
I mean, yeah, there's very little to no cons, I'd say. If anything, I was just nitpicking at anything I could. But we'll start with the pros. Smile. You're very calm,
Okay.
which is good. Like you're not, you know, you can like disarm the customer pretty well. You stood side by side with them, so you're
Yeah.
more like buddy buddy. Bring up the neighborhood. You're showing them the iPad. Bring them outside, paint the picture, and you keep it really simple.
Yeah.
Do you do really good with like older?
Yeah,
customers?
older. I was kind of having trouble with younger people, but I finally kind of worked around it.
Yeah, yeah. So, because you keep it really simple, which is
Yeah.
good. So that way,
Sweet.
with older customers, it's a lot easier to sell.
Well, thank you.
The only con I would say, and like, literally I'm just picking at nothing here, is when Mike goes, oh, ADT, like whenever someone says, oh, you're ADT, I'm like, no, I'm Kyle.
Okay.
So like, they see me not
Nice.
ADT. But that's literally it. That's the only
I would say sir, like, oh, you go get it.
I gotta keep on.
Uh,
I would say whenever he said he knew Ron, I'd ask about how he knows Ron. That way you're starting a conversation right there. You
Yeah.
kinda just move, you just kind of move past, oh, you know Ron? Oh, how long have you lived here? Like, oh, how do you know Ron? Start.
yeah, I need to
talking
get
about
more
that.
conversations.
I just say throw more questions in your pitch, make it more personable. I don't know if, you didn't really get much information about Mike. You don't
Yeah,
know
no.
what he does for a living, you don't know really anything about him. So I just try and figure out a little bit more about that. And then just like voice inflections.
Okay.
I mean, it's really just because you're in here, I'm sure you're.
Yeah, it was getting a little choppy.
But yeah, just something to feel good, keep your eyes on, but yeah.
If you're nonchalant, you'll be able to soft close a lot of people. But if you're not getting info on the doorstep, once you're in the house, it becomes really difficult to hard close because you have no emotional tie downs. It's like if I knew what Mike did on the doorstep, say he's a truck driver, like I'm happy to be a little ballsy and just say, hey, like your wife is gonna love this because I'm sure you're gone all the time, just with work and stuff. Being on the road, you'll be able to give her a scare with a doorbell camera. And I can show you how it works. Got somewhere I can sit down. That was probably the only other con too. Like you're right here. It's like, so how much is it? You're like, yeah, I'll get to that. And it's like, you would have been gone off the doorstep real custody. So I would just go, oh, that's the best part, and then just transition and just try.
I put it on paper right here, and then like right there.
Yeah, and I froze up.
Like, I've been standing up all day. I don't want to stick you out. Have you got somewhere I can sit down with you? And then just
or if you don't feel like he's gonna let you transition, like whenever he does ask for the price, make overcoming the objection a little bit more smooth, because it was like, yeah, that's not the best part. I'll get to that in a second, and then just kind of it just like the way it came off, it was like you're trying
like ignoring it.
Make it come off a little bit more smooth. So like, yeah, that's the best part. They just make me qualify the home so I can get the price for you, and then now you're progressing yourself into the co-pilot, and now you're getting to the sale.
Or you can say like, when you're like, oh, that's my favorite part. I mean, all of our favorite part is that we get to pay for it. So it's like, that's my favorite part, is I actually need to pay for it. You're just handling the monitoring for me, but what we'll do is we'll build a system for you, and then I'll show you exactly what that number is.
Yeah, a lot of times what I'll say is after that, hey, that's the best part. We'll just make sure you are who you say you are. Qualify the home, make sure it's best fit. That being said, is there anywhere I can sit down? We can take care of this real quick. That's what I normally say, but I just.
That's a good line. I think like a great way of transitioning into the sale, and rather than making it about them, is you can build more value on the equipment. If you're kind of like, well, yeah, obviously each room's a bit different, and we want to make sure a good fit for us. Which equipment do you see yourself using the most? Most you need is like the outdoor camera. And then so basically I'm going into SOP once they ask what price is, because I'm like, hey, well, each system's different. What do you guys want? And then, so long as I build up enough temperature and they start telling me, I'm like, so we'll go through the cameras, and then they're like, all right, and I'll show you how it works on the inside of the home. If you guys have a, okay, sure. And I'm basically just like, it's like normal, because I'm building it out for them, showing them. And then,
the reason that that's good is because when Nate starts building the SOP, now the customer feels heard. It's like, okay, he's addressing what I just asked him instead of like blowing him off, and it kind of feels like this guy's not listening to me as much. Yeah. Like when your reason for progressing is to answer his question. Like, yeah, once I punch that in my iPad, we get you all the equipment you want. That'll tell me what the monthly price would be for you guys. Which camera do you see yourself using the most?
Yeah, and you can dance around a bit, like, oh, it depends on kind of what windows you guys need covered, or how many doors you have. You like Miss Linda, you guys got 3 doors. I can take a quick look for you and just give you a ballpark. We can start around the back. Is there a pressure point on the property you want me to take a look at? Sweet, yeah. Just show me where you want that outdoor camera. And they'll just literally lead me to the backyard. I'm like, okay, yeah, good. So that's a great way of, rather than just being like, yeah, like, all about you, it's like gives me breathing room to keep building value. Because I'm like, that's where the camera will go, that's where this will go. And then when I'm dropping price, it's like way easier. So, yeah, if they ask for a price, build it out for them and do a walkthrough and just try and delay it as much as possible. But I wouldn't delay it with qualifying, because it's not building any value on the equipment. So if you can delay it with a walkthrough, that's going to be money.
Beautiful. All right, let's hear from Ron. Give the training for us.
Let's go. Hey, Ron.
Big Ron.
Get your pen and paper out, folks.
Honestly.
So, I'm glad you brought that up, Caleb, because that's what I'm training on is question-based selling. So,
Ooh. Did you use a screencast or whiteboard or anything?
I don't know if I can cast it.
Here, use some Wi-Fi.
Some fire.
Question-based.
Obviously, you know, you can go on and on and on, but you can kind of tell when the customer, when they're not listening to you. So you want to ask them a question to keep them engaged. Once I get this pulled up, I have a lot of good questions you can ask. And the pitch, you know, when you're sitting down with them just throughout the sale, to get them to open up to sell themselves.
Beautiful.
Let's go.
Great. I like your floorboard, right? Make it follow crowd, that's fine.
Come on.
That's legit.
Cracking a cold one. For the doer.
So, yeah, like I said, with questions, you want the customer to talk more than you. Because when you ask them questions, they're thinking of a response. They're not thinking of who are you, what you're doing, anything like that. So when you're first pitching, I would like to ask, hey, if you don't mind me asking, how long you been here? Another question. I've been trying to catch you all day. If you don't mind me asking, what do you do for work? They're telling me, hey, what do you do for work? And then, usually if I've worked with a lot of people, I'll start off with the customer list. So hey, I'll be real quick with you. Do you know a few of these neighbors I'm working with? And I'll just go through the list. I'll be like, oh, I know them, I know them, I know them. Okay. So they're doing the same thing I'm about to do for you. It's pretty simple. And I'll just go into my pitch.
That sounds good.
And then when you transition into the cameras, obviously the money one is not saying you are going to do this, but if you did have cameras, what would you want to see? Because with you, you said, hey, for Ron, we did outdoor camera, and you just dragged him right out. You say, hey, for Ron, we did outdoor camera. That's what a lot of your neighbors have been doing. I'm not saying you are going to do this, but if we were to pay for some cameras, what would you want to see?
Yeah, I like that.
Now he's going to tell you.
Okay.
He can say, and why do you say that? And he's going to tell you why he wants a camera. Oh, I want to see my kid. I want to see my car. He's going to sell himself.
Okay.
So that's a good one. And then another good one, like in the house, or this is actually on the doorstep. Would you be more concerned about a break-in, a fire, or a medical emergency? Because yesterday, that was my sale. I said, hey, which one would you be more concerned about? He said a medical emergency. I said, if you don't mind me asking, why do you say that? My wife, she had a stroke. She's bedridden. That's what I need it for. I'm gone a lot. I'm always worried about her. So that's, I didn't tell him what he needed. He told me what he needed, and I just provided a solution for him.
Dude, that's cool.
Money. And then when I'm in the house, I always like to say, hey, so put yourself in the burglar's shoes. Let's say you're a burglar, and let's say you were to come into a home. Where would you come through? Oh, I'm going to come through the back door. Okay, why do you say that? Oh, because it's really dark back there. Oh, because blah, blah. I'm not telling them they need this. Okay, this is what we're going to do for you. Since this is your problem, I'm just giving them the solution.
Yes.
Like I said. Another good one is, hey, obviously it would suck no matter what, but would it bother you more if someone broke in while you were home or while you were away? It doesn't matter if it was home. They're still going to be hurt. They got broken into no matter what. They're just selling themselves. And I always like to say, yeah, you got smoke alarms, right? So let's just say they go off because of a fire and there's no one here. What happens? Now they're thinking, okay, if no one's here, my regular smoke detector is just going to beep, my house is going to burn down. So I get them to say that. Hey, what's going to happen? Like, no one's here and your house catches on fire, what's going to happen?
What do they say if all my neighbors were cool?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what a lot of the neighbors have been saying. Usually you have to wait for the smoke to come out the windows, which takes like 10 to 15 minutes. By that time, your house is already up in flames.
Yeah.
Our smoke detector is going to call the fire department in 10 to 15 seconds. So it's a big difference. And like I said, when you're not here, you want the fire department to be called out here, right? And you want to be notified that your house is burning down, right? That's why we call you. That's literally all I said. And then,
fire.
Yes,
But yeah, that's too good.
And then I just got one more. I say an alarm system is better to have, not need, than need and not have. Obviously, we hope nothing ever does happen to you, but let's say hypothetically, say something were to happen, how much better would it make you feel knowing that you were proactive and actually did something about it? So, now they're selling themselves on why. Okay, if I was proactive and I got this system, I would feel a lot better than.
When you say that line, when do you like to say that line?
Definitely like almost after the sale, almost like when I've already pretty much sold them, just put like the coffin.
Yeah, you got price and everything at that point too.
Like almost through the sale, I'll say, if they give me an objection and say, yeah, like we really don't need this or anything like that. Yeah, obviously it's better to have and not need than need and not have. Then I'll drop that. Like hypothetically, say something were to happen, how much better would it make you feel knowing that you were proactive and actually did something about it? And actually prevented somebody from breaking in, like that. So they sell themselves.
Fine.
So that's just a few questions. I can send this out to you guys if you want this.
Group me. Can you do it in the group meeting, Ron?
Yeah, just sit. Yeah, it's awesome.
That's the
That's
Great. That's a lot, what I do a lot different from my first years and second year is I just let them talk and I just slow the conversation down, just let it breathe. And then they tell me what they need and I tell them, oh, okay. I'm not here to force you to get this. If it makes sense, we can help you out, but if not, I'll just pass it on to the neighbor. Do you just have somewhere I can set this down aside? If I can help you out, we'll help you out, but like I said, if not, we'll just pass it on to the neighbor. So I always say that like almost on every door. I'm not here to force you to get this. I'm just here to give you the information. If it makes sense, we can help you out, but if not, we'll just pass it on.
And you do that probably right before your transition too, right?
Yeah, every time.
So those little pullbacks are really good right before the like pressure points in the sale. So Ron, what's the hardest part of the sale? Like the first like barrier, getting into the house, right? So what do? Gas, 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 gas. He uses this pullback, uses this takeaway, takes the pressure off. Now the customer feels better, now I can get inside. Gas, 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 gas. Gets the price drop. Uses another pullback line. Makes the customer feel good. Gas, 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 billing. One more pullback. So he's using those pullbacks at all the hard parts of the sale to help him get like, yeah, it's brilliant.
Almost everyone my customers say like, yeah, like you weren't pushy at all. Like, they always say that, yeah, you weren't pushy at all.
Yep.
And I just talk to them.
What kind of pullback are you using during like price drop?
The 3 things you gotta do for them.
Yeah. Like I said, the only way we can do this is if you can do those 3 things for us. Keep the sign out, keep it connected, be flexible with technicians.
Now they're having to do something to get that right.
If they're like, well, why am I getting this? You want to build value. The only reason we are doing this for you is because we're doing these 3 things. Because if you just say that in the pitch, when you get in the house, they're most likely going to forget. So you have to bring it up constantly through the sale. Even when you get to the DocuSign. Hey, like I said, the only reason all your equipment is 0 is because you're keeping the sign out and you're keeping it connected for the next 36 months.
And that's going to avoid a lot of like, once you drop price and it's like, oh, I need to think about it. Because once you put that right before, it's like, yeah, so you keep the sign in the yard for us. So like, if this makes sense, we'll give it to you today. If not, no big deal, give me a bottle of water. So they're like, oh, like it's a today thing. They can't be like, oh, well, yeah, that's good. Let me just think about it.
When I say like the price, I'll say, yeah, I would get it if you would need to think about it. If I was coming to you asking you to pay $2,100 today and $120 every month. But like I said, since you're having us advertise, we're covering all the equipment install, you're not paying anything today, you're just paying $70 a month. I would totally get that you need to think it over. You were paying all this, but since we're coming to you today asking for your help, we're obviously going to help you guys out every time. You got a question?
I was just gonna say on what you were saying about if they give you like an objection, like what was the objection?
Like
just reiterating what they need to do throughout the sale.
Right. So my sale yesterday, where I had to call you, that's why I had to call because she just kept. We got through the whole process, but then she was just like, yeah, it sounds really good, but it just sounds almost too good. And I'm like, yeah. So like I said, you are doing 3 things for